What's going on, guys? What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. OK Izzy, coming back at you again. The Dean is here. What it is, man? How y'all doing tonight? We are doing the whole stage part 20. Okay, the whole stage part 20. Oh yeah, we made it to part 20, guys. We done made it here. The whole stage part 20 / finding love after the whole phase. And I find that funny. Matter of fact, I find that suspicious. Most women do that. Live their best life, do what they want to do, explore themselves, etc., etc. Y'all know the typical language that they use. And when they're done with that, they tend to regret it, but they still want to find love.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Yeah, that's why I do these breakdowns, man. So we're going to get right off into it, guys. We're going to get right off into it. Now, this first video right here is going to be 6 minutes long, but we're going to break it down as usual. By the way, guys, if y'all haven't done so already, man, hit that like button, subscription button, and that notification bell. Let's get right on in it, guys. Let's get right on in it.
So, like I said, we're making a documentary on what people think the word
The psychology of a slut.
Well, it certainly has negative connotations.
Slut is more of, I'll say, a downgrade of hoe. If you want to be sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry, then that's just what it is. I'm going to call you a slut.
In Germany, it's more like you're not tidy.
If you're in a committed relationship and you did something with another guy as a woman, your boyfriend calls you a slut.
She's certainly not respected by men or peers.
If you a hoe and you do hoe
The
things,
truth,
people gonna say
it's
you a
big,
hoe.
baby.
You're dressed provocatively.
An intensive amount of sexual activities.
Maybe a person who carries herself a little trashy, a little raunchy.
The word slut usually thrown
The
at
truth,
people who are sexy.
it's big,
A
baby.
woman or a girl of rather loose morals.
People may
Grandma said it just
The
right.
truth, it's big, baby.
Loose morals. Morals are all over the place. Spiritual, go to church, do this and do that. But you a hoe on the side. You a hoe on the side.
You don't find that suspicious?
Let's keep it going, guys.
have their own definition of what a slut is, but the underlying assumption is the same. Female sexuality is somehow wrong. When someone uses the word slut,
No, it's not wrong, ma'am. It's not wrong. We just put a title on it. You guys are trying to normalize this whole stuff, and you want people to look at it for the good of it. The only good we see in it is the fun times we have with you. We don't see you as a wife. You can't parabond the same way that a woman that preserved herself can. This is why it's a biological, psychological thing.
Stop it. Get some help.
Shout out to the people, Zilla in the building, Zone in the building, a couple more. We in the building, man.
they're acting in judgment of such a personal and basic part of a woman. And who gets to decide who is too sexy or promiscuous? You?
Yes, we definitely do. Men get to decide that. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So we decide who's the prettiest or the sexiest. We just like you guys decide the ranking scale on men. I can't just call myself a 10, but women don't look at me like I'm a 10. Modern women always like to make things up and make themselves believe crap.
Me?
Promiscuous. What does that mean? If you have sex with someone you're not married to? Because in this day and age, people are having a lot of sex with people they're not married to in order to find someone that they would want to marry. Or just because they want to have sex with people.
The word slut is everywhere. And yes, slut is
whatever
just
that
a
means.
word, but it's the assumptions behind that word that are so damaging. As a therapist and psychology professor, I hear the stories of hundreds of girls and women, many of whom are struggling with the psychological effects of slut shaming.
Slut shaming is definitely a big problem in high school, and unfortunately it still continues into college, and I'm sure it probably continues past that.
I grew up, interestingly enough,
The fuck is you doing being a slut in the school, high school?
with my father calling my mother a whore. And so I knew that word before I even knew what it meant.
I was struggling with it, very frustrated. And, I had friends that just felt ashamed.
It's a double standard. Boys are expected to pursue and enjoy sexual exploration, but the same doesn't hold true for girls. Think of all of the negative expressions.
That's a motherfucking fact. That's a motherfucking
The
fact.
truth, it's big, baby.
Now, I'm not an advocate of men becoming whore makers. For the most part, I'm not an advocate of men just slanging their pee-pee around and putting babies everywhere. I'm not that advocate. But the Bible does say, be fruitful and multiply. The Bible does say, till the ground. The Bible does ordain men to be out here leading, and that's part of that. We are biologically built to be able to go have sex with multiple women. You guys are not biologically built to do that and have good outcomes or great outcomes. You become damaged goods. Like I said, you become a dish rag.
out there standard. Boys are expected to pursue and enjoy sexual exploration, but the same doesn't hold true for girls. Think of all of the negative expressions out there that describe a sexually active woman. Now think of all the negative expressions out there that describe a sexually active man. It's much harder. Slut can even be taken as a compliment by a man. We view male sexuality as healthy and normal, so it makes sense that a man would be flattered by the accusation of having a lot of sex. Slut works to polarize girls into two categories, good girls and bad girls. It's your hoes versus housewives. In psychology, we call it the Madonna whore complex. You're either pure and virginal like the Madonna, or you're basically like a prostitute.
That's not true. That's fucking cap. That's
The
fucking
lie detector
cap.
determined that was a lie.
That's cap. You become a hoe when you have multiple sex partners. You're not looked at like a slut because you got two bodies. Let's say you got two bodies as a woman, 3-4 bodies, and then your fifth one, you marry him. You're not looked at as a slut per se. You're looked at as a slut when you're going on hot girl summers, when you're pushing off marriage, when you're friend zoning guys, when you're becoming a hypergamist and only dealing with the top guys based off of your sexual access, not because you can lock down a man for marriage. When you're doing that, that's when you become the slut. When you go on OnlyFans and when you start spreading your legs and showing these men your body online for compensation, that's when you become a goddamn slut.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Would I like a virgin? Of course. Would I wife a woman with 2-3 bodies? Yes, if she's the right one. Oh yeah, we're gonna crack it. We're gonna crack it today.
Hoes versus housewives, organization of having a lot of sex. Slut works to polarize girls into two categories, good girls and bad girls. It's your hoes versus housewives. In psychology, we call it the Madonna whore complex. You're either pure and virginal like the Madonna, or you're basically like a prostitute. And there's no in between. There's no room for nuance. And thus, any girl is at risk of being branded with the bad girl label.
It was so serious for me, I modified my behavior in response to that. I sort of expected men to initiate sexual situations because I felt that if I initiated them, then I was a slut, a bad girl.
You know, I kind of tried to be a good girl. Like I got married and I had babies and I did all these things, but without solving that internal conflict, there really was no peace in any of that for me.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
And they wonder why I tell men to go MGTOW. They wonder why men are not marrying anymore. She didn't find no peace in family and marrying. But you found your peace in your hoe stage, didn't you?
Your mom's a hoe. Your mom's
Okay, I get where you're coming from.
had to ultimately resolve that conflict. When men have a sexual encounter, they say, sweet, like that was awesome. That was a great night. I had a good time. But with women,
And I forgot to
feel from
point
them-
this goddamn shit out. Stop comparing your whole shit to men. Let's take away the men real quick, put him aside, and let's talk about whether or not you should be a hoe. You should be sexually free. I don't disagree with it. You can have that all day, but stop comparing yourself to men. It's a double standard. That's life. You go in the club for free because you're a woman. I can't go in the club for free because I'm a man unless I'm a high status man. I'm performing there or something like that. Double standards do exist.
and have felt for myself, have a sexual encounter, they say, sweet, like that was awesome. That was a great night. I had a good time. But with women, what I feel from them and have felt for myself is that every encounter is an opportunity for self-reflection and self-assessment and sometimes character assassination.
If a girl is afraid that communicating her wants and boundaries somehow makes her slutty, well, intimate encounters become all about her partner and not about her own needs too.
We weren't really talking about our needs. We really weren't concerned with our needs. We wanted to ignore them, hide them. We didn't even want to know ourselves.
It contributes to this disassociation between our bodies and our minds, where we may feel one thing but feel that we have to act another way to fit into the society.
They're afraid what it would look like if they were to appear so wanted in their desire. There's still a fear of during a kind of sexual encounter
So
that I
come
should
on, man, that's cap. Like, look how they trying to explain it, talking about, oh, they're scared to, initiate sex and contact. It's not about that. It's about you having multiple encounters. I don't give a damn if you initiate sex. As a matter of fact, that's an issue anyways. Modern women don't even like to initiate sex. We have to have game. Men have to be the ones that's going to lead in on most of the time. Y'all modern women don't never initiate sex for the most part. Cut it out, man. Stop trying to twist this argument up.
They're afraid what it would look like if they were to appear so wanted in their desire. There's still a fear of during a kind of sexual encounter that I should just act like I enjoy whatever happens.
Studies have found when women are concerned with appearing pure or good, they're less likely to use condoms. It's this idea that practicing safe sex indicates that they were planning for sex to occur. And even with the kindest doctor, some girls are afraid that taking charge of their sexual health will lead to judgment.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Let me translate that womanese. They scared to bring condoms in their purse. Oh yeah, when you pull up to a dude's house and you already got a condom.
I'm a bitch from the street.
That's what she's talking about, guys. That's what type of shit she's talking about. She ain't speaking on no woman who actually probably had sex before and is looking for an actual relationship, and she initiated the sex with the guy. She ain't talking about that. She's speaking on multiple sexual partners, but she's trying to twist it and flip the argument around. When we talk about a slut, a hoe, 304, whatever you want to call it, she pulled the list up, whole bunch of names for it. When we talk about them, we're speaking on women that continually have sex with different men.
The truth hits big, baby.
Indicates that they were planning for sex to occur. And even with the kindest doctor, some girls are afraid that taking charge of their sexual health will lead to judgment.
I think a lot of young women are a little concerned about judgments that could be passed in a gynecology office. For example, on how many sexual partners they may have had or have, what type of sexual relations they're engaging in.
And I'm happy that this motherfucking lady just said that. That's absolutely correct. Let me tell you where you just messed up at, ma'am. Because when they go into these gynecologist offices, that should be a safe space for them to express their sexuality to you. But they still are ashamed of that. Innately, women are ashamed of being hoes. That's why they try to promote themselves as virgins, hitting the reset button. They lower their body count. If they got 50, they're going to tell you they got 5. They're the ones that are ashamed. Don't get it twisted. You're going to get called what you call fucking with me. If I know you got multiple bodies and you a 304, you're going to get called that.
May have had or have, what type of sexual relations they're engaging in. I don't pass any judgment in my office. I'm there to take care of somebody's needs and really deal with the medical sides of things and hope that my patients feel comfortable.
Yeah. All right, that's enough of that, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's enough of that. We're gonna close him one out. That's enough of that. Let's get to this. BW, let's get to this black woman right here. Let's get to her. We're gonna get right into it, guys. We're gonna waste no time. Hit the like button, by the way.
There's always that 1% of people, who are just so negative. And, we are wired to focus on that 1% of hate as opposed to reveling in the 99% of love. But I do want to address the 1% just in case. There are women watching this who feel as though they don't deserve the type of love that they want simply because of their past and simply because there are people who constantly bring up the things that you used to do. And so it puts you in this mindset like, maybe I don't deserve that. My mistakes of the past are, public, and maybe that's going to turn my husband away from me or my potential husband away from me. And let me tell you, if you live in that mindset, that is what is going to happen. It is poison. and you deserve to revel in the gifts that God has prepared for you based off of the work that you have done.
And the work that you did was being a 304. So I don't give a damn how nice you sound, how pretty you are. And as a matter of fact, there's a man that would marry you. But what I'm saying is, yes, it does matter. It don't matter about how you thinking, man. If a man finds out that you at 304, you was promiscuous like a motherfucker, you was the neighborhood hoe, you was going around having a hot girl summer, and you was having sex with rappers and this or that, doing OnlyFans, just all types of whole shit that these females be doing. If he finds out you're doing that, he's going to reconsider his marriage. That's just simply what it is. It's male nature. Don't try to switch it up. So you're giving your friends bad advice.
For yourself and for God, and also for your future partner and your future family, okay? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is kind of going to be a touchy topic because I know a lot of women might feel some shame when it comes to the things that I'm speaking on. So if you are new here and if you're returning, welcome. I suggest you all grab a nice hot cup of tea just in case you need to calm some of the nerves that might get pressed during this conversation. Okay? So I experienced a hoe phase.
The truth?
Many of us have.
It's big, baby.
Many of you will. And let me tell you, if you haven't yet, I can promise you right now, it is not worth the spiritual damage it causes.
And they every single time, God, every time they go through their whole phase, they regret it. Why are you advising? Why do y'all regret the whole phase, but then find some type of magical spiritual advice to tell younger people it's okay? Don't think in the mind state that you a hoe. Why are y'all? Why not just tell them don't be that? Especially if you keep saying that you regret the whole stage.
Now, I spent majority of my adult life in long-term committed relationships. So straight out of high school, I got into
We got the bell in the building, B turn in the building. Okay, then he says, I can tell these bitches don't even listen to men. Of course not. Absolutely not.
The truth? It's big, baby.
B Turner says, I just had this conversation. Once a woman has a hoe phase, a man of value will never accept them.
The truth? It's big, baby.
But let her tell it. She gonna regurgitate the words and tell these women, oh no, it's okay. Don't get in that mind state. God has prepared something. Remember, she just said it. God prepared something for you, and you need to be ready to accept those gifts. Why do y'all bring God into it, but don't follow what the Bible says for real? It's crazy.
Not worth the spiritual damage it causes. Now, I spent majority of my adult life in long-term committed relationships. So straight out of high school, I got into a long-term 2-year committed relationship.
Okay.
And then right after that, I got into another one that lasted about 6 years. And if it's one thing that I know how to do is to commit to a man that I love. I was what people would consider a serial monogamist. I never really spent any time just being single and being alone. And honestly, I saw no problem with that. I actually do have a video on the consequences of being a serial monogamist, and it's called Addicted to Dating, if you guys want to check that out. It's a little short film I made. But, you know, in between those times of me finding a new partner, I never really had time to experience myself as a sexually free woman.
I get that part.
And so
whatever that means.
Just a couple years ago, when I decided to commit to being single as opposed to committing to be in a relationship, during that period of me being single, I was like, I wonder what it's like to be sexually desired by a bunch of men that
What do you mean? Get your ass the fuck
The lie
out
detector
of here.
determined that was a lie.
You wonder what it's like to be sexually. They already do that. You wonder what it's like to have sex with multiple
Your
men.
mom's a hoe. Your mom's
Just
a hoe.
keep it real, honey. This attractive young lady talking about she wonder what it's like to be sexually desired by multiple men. Get your ass out of here, man. Zilla say they don't care about God till they get in trouble. Sky Daddy. That's the goddamn truth.
It's big, baby.
I was like, I wonder what it's like to be sexually desired by a bunch of men that I don't even know.
Wow.
And at the time, I was very caught up in this Western feminist movement where they tell you that sexual freedom is empowerment for a woman. And I'm not talking about sexual freedom when it comes to, just being able to say no. I'm talking about the sexual freedom that is marketed
from the
as women having the right to be a hoe. Now, while it is a right, doesn't mean that it is right, okay? So I wanted to explore this aspect of myself, and it was very easy. I'm obviously a socially attractive woman. And so it was very easy to put myself
You're
out
physically attractive. That's what most men are looking at, all right?
there in that way. And while I wasn't out here fucking and sucking on a bunch of random men, I was having casual sex.
Which is
Your mom's a hoe. Your mom's a hoe.
Let's run it back. Did she just say that?
Of myself, and it was very easy. I'm obviously a socially attractive woman.
Did she just say
And so
that?
it was very easy to put myself out there in that way. And while I wasn't out here fucking and sucking on a bunch of random men, I was having casual sex.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Having casual sex is sucking and fucking a bunch of men, ma'am. I don't get how these modern women be trying to redefine being a hoe, redefine sexual encounters. That's what you were doing. Just stop. If y'all believe that,
Get some help.
if y'all believe that, man, if y'all don't give a damn how attractive she is, man.
Socially attractive woman. And so it was very easy to put myself out there in that way. And while I wasn't out here fucking and sucking on a bunch of random men, I was having casual sex with men who I was committed to. So I was like having
Get the hell outta
committed
here.
casual sex.
What
And
the hell does that mean? You just said you got committed to being single. You wanted to find out how it feels to be a multiple men that you didn't know, wanted to be attracted to. You wanted to find that out. And now you're talking about, it was casual sex with somebody you were committed to?
You don't find that suspicious?
What are you talking about, man? You're talking in circles. You speaking in circles. You're not making sense right now. B Turner says, I just ignore hoes when they try to ramble about why I should accept a hoe. But it's these niggas raised by a ratchet baby mama with multiple kids by multiple dudes who be trying to convince me. That's a fact only. Salute to XL Pro, Dean of the Dean's office in the building. He said B Turner also says these niggas who try to convince you to date a hoe are either a lame who's with a plain Jane white chick who's only been with one dude, or a lame who's with a multi-time single mother. Okay, that's also a fact. Well, yeah, this I don't understand why she's speaking in circles.
I wasn't out here fucking and sucking on a bunch of random men. I was having casual sex with men who I was committed to. So I was like having committed casual sex.
Nah.
And what I mean by that is I was casually committed to this one person. So while I was with that one person, I wasn't with anyone else, but there was no commitment involved. There was no
There was no commitment involved, but you just said that you was committed to him. Ma'am, what are you talking about? This is what you're looking at, a perfect display of a 304 that's trying to out explain herself. She wants to hit the reset button. She wants people not to view her as a whole. She wants that virtuous title. You did what you did. And now you can't out explain yourself on me. That on Okay Let's Talk TV.
To this one person. So while I was with that one person, I wasn't with anyone else, but there was no
that was a lie.
commitment involved. There was no romance involved. There was no effort involved. There was nothing that he had to do to necessarily work for my body. And to me, that is being a hoe. Okay? That is my definition of a hoe.
So you said all that to say that all you did was jump into one other relationship.
You don't find that suspicious?
You said all that. I don't believe you, ma'am. You jumped in the whole bucket.
I have no shame because I have redeemed myself. Okay? I have found repentance and essentially I have found God. And
we ain't mad at you.
Okay?
We ain't mad at you.
So during that period of me being casually committed to these men, I also had an OnlyFans because, I was like, I might as well make some money off of this too. And now while my OnlyFans wasn't porn or it wasn't anything extreme.
What are
you talking about, man?
You had an OnlyFans? Okay, we're going to learn more about this one. We're going to learn more about you.
Explicit.
Okay.
It was still me offering my body.
Like I said, guys, let them talk for more than 3 minutes. Let them talk for more than 3 minutes. They're going to lie.
Like, I might as well make some money off of this too. And now while my OnlyFans wasn't porn or it wasn't anything extremely explicit, it was still me offering my body to men that did not deserve it, which again is being a hoe.
Yep.
Offering my body to men who had to put in little to no effort to receive it, which is being
told the truth.
A hoe.
What do they say? What do they say? What do they say? What do they say? Is this not the truth? Have I not been saying this? Did y'all not see this? What did it say? Didn't he just read it? Right, exactly. Haven't I been telling the truth? What do they say? Is it saying that I'm up here lying to you?
Now come for me, black woman. Come for me and tell me that I'm wrong when I tell you that your behavior is being a hoe when you do these things. You got your black woman right here, or your black woman right here, Yoni Goddess, I believe, and she telling you straight to your face that you're being a hoe when you're having casual sex and when you got an OnlyFans. That's just what it is. We not mad at it. It's just a description of your behavior.
The truth hits big, baby.
Fully committed to these men. I also had an OnlyFans because, I was like, I might as well make some money off of this too. And now while my OnlyFans wasn't porn or it wasn't anything extremely explicit, it was still me offering my body to men that did not deserve it, which again is being a
Your mom's a hoe.
Offering my body to men who had to put in little to no effort to receive it, which is being a hoe. Okay?
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce.
So, after this period of sexual self-discovery, I just began to feel very filthy. I began to just feel very dirty, and I did not want to continue that anymore. And so I withdrew myself from these connections, and I canceled my OnlyFans. Now, canceling my OnlyFans was very hard. I'm going to be honest with you because it was very easy money. I didn't have to do much, but still, it had to go. And, I wasn't proud of the fact that I was doing these things, but I idolized the money that I was receiving for it. So this is how I believe prostitution becomes so popular, because
Yep.
while women understand that they are degrading themselves
Uh-huh.
and that they are giving themselves away to men that essentially may look down on them and view them as less than what they are, it's the money that keeps them in this perpetual loop of selling their body, okay? And I needed to get out of that loop. First of all, I'm a very creative woman, and I can find a million other ways to make even more money, right?
Exactly
So I was
right.
like,
So, but you chose OnlyFans. You modern women are lazy. They lead with their vagina.
The truth hits big, baby.
I say that time in and time out. They're lazy. They lead with the vagina because they know that it's easier for them. They don't have to put in as much work. She just said it. She's very creative. She could have did anything else, but she realized that, I guess, after she started seeing the shame in the OnlyFans. Oh yeah, you said you weren't proud. Yes, you were. You were very proud. That's why you chose OnlyFans. That's why you chose the promiscuous lifestyle. Y'all got to deal with the consequences, ladies.
like, I need to do better than this. I need to be better than this. And while I'm not saying I'm better than anybody for choosing this route, what I am saying is that I'm better than the woman that I used to be. And the woman that I used to be may be someone who you, the viewer, may resonate with currently. So it may be a little triggering to hear that, but I had to do better and I had to be better. And after that, I decided to just go celibate. And what celibacy did for me was it restored my connection with myself. It restored my energy. It restored my confidence. And celibacy in itself is very empowering. And what that did also was it allowed for me to actually find and to adhere to my connection to God.
Now, even though I don't fully believe her on the celibacy part, because women try to use that just because, let's say a woman doesn't have sex for 7 months and then has sex one time real quick and then stops again. That's not what celibacy is, and I believe she's done that. I don't know her life. I'm just guessing, guys. Allegedly, true celibacy, ladies. I need y'all to hear this. True celibacy is when a woman saves her vagina for the next husband that she's going to marry. Okay, that's true celibacy. It ain't no, I took a break for a year and I just had sex with one person after I done healed myself. When you're celibate, you are saving your vagina for your next husband.
The truth hits big, baby.
Did also was it allowed for me to actually find,
And I like what she's saying though, because she sounds feminine, she sounds friendly, she's fit as y'all can see. And okay, so she this 304 might have learned her lesson here. Who knows? I don't know. Chat, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Put a 1 in the chat, guys. If you think this a 304 and she done did the work to restore herself, or put a 2 in the chat if you think she's possibly still, displaying these behaviors, these 304. Put a 1 in the chat for the first one. Put a 2 in the chat for the second one. I want to see where y'all mind at. I don't know. She seemed kind of feminine. She seemed like she's got a little
and
energy.
to adhere to my connection to God. Now, when you get rid of all that noise, right? When you get rid of all that digital sexual energy and that physical sexual energy from people who are not for you, it allows for you to lift yourself up because you are no longer being weighed down by this sexual energy that is in yours. And what it does is it literally lifts you up closer to God. And that way, I was hearing God a lot more clearly, and I was feeling
It's
God,
big, baby.
right, within myself. And that's how I knew I never wanted to go back to that lifestyle ever again. It was never for me. Okay. And it was very spiritually damaging to me. Okay. And I know there are going to be women who are like, well, I can't relate. You know, maybe you'll get to this point in life, maybe you won't. But I'm specifically speaking to the women who have open minds and open hearts to receive this message without taking offense or feeling like I'm belittling you, because essentially I am also attempting to uplift you in ways that I needed uplifting in the past, but didn't receive without, you know, doing the work myself. I'm trying to give y'all.
Hold on, chat. Hold on, let me see what y'all said. Zilla says she will fool a nigga. Okay. Yeah, I believe that. I'm telling you, I'm going with number 2 on this one. The Bell says her OnlyFans was popping, so she quit trying. She wasn't willing to do what it took to pop. Weak bitches like the easy route. You feel me? If you want to do it, just go ahead and go. Yeah, I know what you said, bro. Mr. Goodbread says number 2. Once a slave, always a slave.
The truth hits big, baby.
I'm trying to give y'all the tea. I'm trying to give y'all the codes. I'm trying to give y'all a sense of morality that is really going to help you in life, especially if you're trying to become somebody's wife. And one thing that I will say is
Speaking about somebody's wife, what Goodbread just said was God talked to women through a man. She lying. That's a big crab leg. And that's the truth. That's the truth. They always got little loopholes. 1 Timothy chapter 2:12 says, I suffer a woman not to teach. And what is she doing right here, guys? She's displaying why 1 Timothy chapter 2 is the absolute truth. I'm not telling you that women can't teach. They can teach your children. They could teach you how to be a better woman if they are in the correct situation, such as up under a man's leadership or guidance. Notice I said woman, guys.
I'm trying to give y'all the tea. I'm trying to give y'all the codes. I'm trying to give y'all a sense of morality that is really going to help you.
I get it. I get what you're
Especially
trying
if
to
you're trying to
do.
become somebody's wife. And one thing that I will say is what that celibacy did for me also was it sent me back to the ambitions that I had as a little girl. And a lot of women may call this pathetic because we live in a very matriarchal mindseted society.
That's true.
But one of my highest ambitions as a little girl was to get married and to start a family and to have a loving husband and healthy children.
Hold on now, hold on.
Therapy for
Get this up out of here.
I think when the
Get this up out of here.
Simple things. And throughout the years, I was dating men who changed that mindset, who made me believe that, you know, marriage doesn't really mean.
Now you're gonna blame the men. Now you're gonna blame. You see how you're not gonna
Stop
get
it.
past me.
Get some help.
Ma'am, you decided to do that. You decided that lifestyle. Don't try to put that on men. You see how they always try to reel it back in on that? Don't do that. Let's say that again.
Simple things. And throughout the years, I was dating men who changed that mindset, who made me believe that, you know, marriage doesn't really mean anything. Marriage isn't something that you should aspire to have. Like, that's so pathetic. You want to just be a wife? Like,
and I'm sorry, guys. She was dating men that didn't aspire to marry her. That's what the case was.
It's big, baby.
That's what the case was. You was out there in the streets. You weren't doing the work, and you weren't doing it right. You were choosing men who didn't try to marry you. you're fairly attractive. I'm pretty sure you got friend zone after friend zone dudes that you done, stiff arm. I'm pretty sure you done did that. So don't try to put it on the men that you chose who you knew for a fact didn't want to marry you and only wanted to have sex with you. Talk about the men who actually wanted to get in serious relationships with you and who actually wanted to marry you. In the beginning of the video, she talked about something about she was a serial monogamous dater, and she dated somebody for 2 years, someone for 7 years. What happened to those relationships? Who broke up with who? What type of dudes were these dudes? Those are the types of things that y'all women really need to break down if y'all really want us to take y'all serious when y'all speaking on these situations that y'all explain.
Change that mindset, who made me believe that, marriage doesn't really mean anything. Marriage isn't something that you should aspire to have. Like, that's so pathetic. You want to just be a wife? Like, obviously I'm more than just a wife, but that to me is a legacy that I would love to carry on for the rest of my life and for my children to witness so that they can have a strong family foundation. Okay? And so while I was in this period of celibacy, I was like, you know what? This feels good.
You see
I
that?
don't want any men looking at me.
While I was in this period of sex, she better be married, guys. She better be married, because you're not celibate in a period. Celibacy is you saving yourself for your husband. I hope you explain that, ma'am. I hope you do that.
I don't want men touching me. I don't want men around me. I was like, I'm good on men. I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. I'm cool with this. This healing feels good.
Stop it.
But
Get
one
some
thing
help.
about God is as you're lifting yourself up and as you're getting closer to God, like I said, you're going to be able to hear him more clearly on the things that he has in store for you and on the things that he is telling you to prepare for. And so I started to hear God say, it's time for you to prepare for a husband. It's time for you to reap the benefits of the work that we have done together, right? And I had this light beam
Here we
that
go.
struck up out of my body and straight into the sky. That is the light beam.
Here we go with this goddamn Yoni goddess spiritual queen talk. So God, you just felt a light beam.
Get some help.
Your light beam turns you into a virtuous woman. I guess, man. Come on, y'all. Come on, man.
At this light beam that struck up out of my body and straight into the sky. That is the light beam that my husband saw in the sky and was able to identify, okay, that's my signal to go out and find her. I'm gonna go get my wife.
Let's see if she married.
Right? And when this occurred and when we came public with our relationship, of course, there were so many people who just loved it. With most of you watching have most likely, given us your best.
So she married. She whatever this light beam you were talking about. You know what I'm saying? She married now. All right. Okay. We're going. But guys, that's still, I still find that suspicious, man.
You don't find that suspicious?
I still find it suspicious. Women
You don't find that suspicious?
Probably locked down a simp. Probably was getting a little too. Who knows what's women do this all the time. They settle because they went through their whole stage already, and they starting to lose their youth, starting to lose their value, et cetera, et cetera. But who knows? I don't know. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
Wishes and have been inspired by our love, but there's always that 1% of people, who are just so negative, and we are wired to focus on that 1% of hate as opposed to reveling in the 99% of love. But I do want to address the 1% just in case there are women watching this who feel as though they don't deserve the type of love that they want simply because of their past. And simply because there are people who constantly bring up the things that you used to do. And so it puts you in this mindset like, maybe I don't deserve that. My mistakes of the past are, public, and, maybe that's going to turn my husband away from me or my potential husband away from me. And let me tell you, if you live in that mindset, that is what is going to happen. It is poison, and you deserve to revel in the gifts that God has prepared for you based off of the work that you have done for yourself.
Now, the formula she did say, as far as celibacy, until you find a husband, that's the correct formula. If you're going to be a 304, if you're going to give up your value, if you're no longer a virgin and you just been having fun or whatever, that's the formula. You got to fix yourself. You can't just be going from relationship to relationship with your trauma. All right? That's the formula. Go celibate, preserve that vagina, preserve your worth. And somebody gonna pick you. Feminine, fit, friendly, submissive. I hope she's that. She sounds feminine as hell. So far, I didn't hear any masculine tone from her. She sounds feminine, so that's a check mark as well. She fit, that's a check mark as well. You're going to find that person when you preserve yourself. So I hope she did that formula for real.
And for God, and you deserve to revel in the gifts that God has prepared for you based off of the work that you have done for yourself and for God, and also for your future partner and your future family, okay? And so as we went public with this relationship, as we started to share our love with the world, and as we started to inspire the world, there were people who were like, the only reason she healed was so that she could get a man. She only did this so that she could get a good man.
Ain't that the formula though? Isn't that, you see what I'm saying? Women be the ones shaming the quote good women or whatever, and I'm saying good verbatim because good girls ain't really good girls. They just same as these 304s anyways. But most women are, oh, you'll pick me, and girl, why you supposed to be living your best life and doing this, and they're the ones trying to keep you single. They're the ones that shame y'all when y'all actually find a good relationship.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
As we went public with this relationship, as we started to share our love with the world, and as we started to inspire the world, there were people who were like, the only reason she healed was so that she could get a man. She only did this so that she could get a good man.
That's what you're supposed to do, ain't it?
Or calling my healing a rebrand, as if what I wanted for myself was for the viewpoint of complete strangers on the internet, which is the problem with these parasocial relationships online. Let me tell you, these people are delusional. And what I have to say to that, okay, if you're someone who's dealing with this, again, you are allowed to revel in the rewards and the gifts that God has for you based off of the work and the redemption that you have acquired throughout time. Okay?
Okay.
And don't let anyone ever minimize the healing that you have done down to just it being for a man. Now, while it can be a percentage of that work,
Ladies, that's. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and cut her off real quick. That is why you do that, for a man. The purpose is for a man. That's what we're placed here for. You guys are placed here for a man. So of course you would want to preserve yourself and do these things so that you can actually get a man, the man that you want, or even the man that's good enough for you, or whatever you want to call it, ladies. So yes, it is in fact for a man. all the things that you ladies do is for a man. And it's not to say that you ain't doing it for yourself as well. But when ladies, you guys have a language and y'all be like, oh, you just got to do this for you and you got to find yourself and all these narcissistic internal thoughts. All these things do is make them into 304s, free spirits, exploring themselves. So no, you are doing it for a man.
Can be because that's what you want, but essentially you and God are at the root of your healing. Not your husband, not your boyfriend, not any other man. You are.
Oh yeah, it is your husband. You gonna stop it right there. Yes, it is your husband. Get some help. You don't understand the holy order when it comes to God. See, 1 Timothy chapter 2 and 12 speaks of this when they regurgitate the Bible for their feelings. Yes, it was for a man. It's God, Christ, man, woman, child. Women, submit to your husbands. That's what the Bible says. Listen to your husbands as you would submit. What a verse at? Good, Brett. If you know the verse, Brett, drop it in the chat real quick. I'll pull that thing up right now. I ain't got time to play with this one.
You and God are at the root of your healing. Not your husband, not your boyfriend, not any other man. You are a reward to that man, and that man
The lie
is
detector
a
determined
reward
that was
to
a lie.
you. Okay.
You're not no, y'all are not no prize, ma'am. Y'all are not the prize. The reward comes when you, first of all, this is how the reward comes for you ladies, as far as you being a reward. It comes with time, ma'am. It comes with time. Submitting to a good man, locking down a good man or whatever, fuck all that hypergamy shit. Submitting to a good man, bearing his children, continuing his legacy, being there for that man throughout the whole thing. Stuff like that. And then that happening over time makes you the reward. You're not just the reward to a man because he's marrying you. As a matter of fact, he's the reward to you because you was a 304. You was on OnlyFans. You did it wrong for a plethora of years, and he came and swooped you up. So he's your reward. As a matter of fact, you're not his reward. Let's just keep that real.
Okay.
And also being a freaking virgin and preserving yourself for the correct husband, you can also categorize that as being a reward to a man because that's what most men want. They want purity out of women.
Okay. So while my healing was never for my man, while my healing was never for my man, he is reaping the benefits of it. Okay. And I need you.
You reaping the benefits of him. He's not reaping the benefits of you, man.
Stop it. Get some help.
Guys to understand that so you don't get trapped into going back into a person that you used to be just to appease these bitter, lonely women who haven't experienced the healing that you have experienced and who are caught up in this mindset that men are the enemy and that you should never do anything for a man and that you should never do anything for yourself that will help you acquire a man. That is delusional. That is very depressing, okay? And so
It's big, baby.
I need all of you to understand whether you are a woman who tries to minimize the healing of another woman, and whether you are a woman whose healing is getting minimized by other women, I need you all to understand that your healing is for you and for God first. God is at the root of your healing. You are at the root of your healing. everyone else that's affected by your healing, those are not people that you healed for. Those are people who are just reaping the benefits of your healing.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
It's a trickle effect. Because if you think about it, while I was in this healing phase, while I was, reveling in the work that I was doing.
What is this healing? You just keep using this fucking word, healing this, healing that. What were you doing? All this, and then you called yourself celibate, but you didn't describe your lifestyle. You didn't. What is this healing stuff, ma'am? You just stop having sex. That's it. Just say that. You stop having sex, and you wanted to just, preserve yourself for the right man. I get what you're trying to do with this healing word, but you just keep saying it. Describe it for the ladies. Teach them. Teach the young. I'm trying to give you your opportunity, 304. I'm sorry, wife. I'm trying to give you the opportunity to show them. Go ahead, teach them. What is this healing crap?
Like I said, I was like, I'm going to be single. This is it. Like,
so being single is healing. Okay, I got you. Let's go.
I have reached my threshold, but God was like, mm-mm.
You done to be in the hole. That's what she meant by when she said, I reached my threshold.
No, you have not reached your threshold. Okay. There is more. There is more work to be done.
Do you love getting high,
man,
but smoking hurts your lungs? I've got you covered.
Let me go in. Let me go in on this one.
And there is more. There is more work to be done. And while you have reached your threshold on what you can do on your own, I'm going to show you that you can do even more in romance. You can even do more with marriage. There is so much more to learn, and there is so much more to understand. And you have proven to me that you can do the work. You have proven to me that you are committed to me and that you are submitted to me. And since I trust you so much.
Who's submitting to you?
Stop it.
That's not how it goes.
Get some help.
You submit. Oh, man. Something is telling me that she settled for a man who caters to her. Probably a simp. Probably one of those guys that's happy as fuck. And he got a slim baddie. I think he saved her. All this. I don't believe the God story no more, man. I don't believe it. I don't believe the God story no more. I don't believe it. I don't believe it no more, man. She not fooling me, bro. She can sound nice all she wants. She sounds sexy and all that crap. She not fooling me, man.
To learn, and there is so much more to understand. And
you got a
have
simp,
proven
man.
to
I
me
promise she got a simp.
that you can do the work. You have proven to me that you are committed to me and that you are submitted to me.
Submitted to
And since
me.
I trust you so much, I am going to reward you so that you can keep that commitment going and so that you can keep that submission to me going. You have not reached your peak.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That's the advice to you 304. It's all that nice. She said a lot of nice stuff. A lot of nice stuff, but we got the closer and let them talk for more than 3 minutes. 304. They need to submit to you. Why do you think she's using that language? I can guess. Like a man like myself, ain't no woman gonna talk about me and say I'm submitting to her. No woman that I'm with ain't never gonna do that. No.
Stop it. Get some help.
Hell no.
Yet, okay? You have not seen all that there is to see, and you have not been accredited all of the awards that I have for you. There is so much more for you to explore, and you will do that in the kingdom of marriage. You will do that in my kingdom.
Your king, what?
And that trust that God puts in us is such a beautiful feeling. It is such a beautiful
She
feeling
better
to
be talking about
know
God submitting to her,
that
man.
God is going to
I mean,
trust
her get
you
submit.
in his.
She better be talking about her submitting to God, but still she got it wrong. You submit to a man.
That trust
She trying
that
to
God
flip it.
puts in us is such a beautiful feeling. It is such a beautiful feeling to know that God is going to trust you in his kingdom of marriage to carry out his love through another partner and through children and through your legacies to come. It is such a beautiful and empowering feeling. So this is why I'm not on that. I don't believe in marriage. This is why I'm not on that. Oh, it's just a piece of paper, because it's not. It's so much more than that. And don't let your past keep you from seeing that God has so much in store for you. Don't let your past keep you from reaping the benefits of the rewards that you can work towards.
Right. Don't let your past, don't let your past stop you from putting your best foot forward. But guess what? Your past could have fucked you up. It's like telling a vehicle, that's like praying to God that your car is going to work like it did when you first bought it, even though you done put 150, 200,000 miles on the motherfucker.
You don't find that suspicious?
I mean, that's good advice, but just understand your past does determine your future when it comes to you, ladies.
There is so much out there for you. And if you get stuck in who you used to be, or if you feel shame to where you feel like you can't move on and that you have to just be that person.
Bitches on my you think she on drugs? She's a yoni goddess. I could tell she is.
Person because that's who you used to be. Or if you feel shame to where you feel like you can't move on and that you have to just be that person because that's who everyone has accepted you to be and that the community isn't allowing for you to redeem yourself, then you need to remove yourself from that community and you need to go into isolation and you need to sit down with God and have a talk and be like, look, I'm ready to change. I am ready to heal and I will do whatever it takes to get there because I deserve it. I deserve to be free from the shackles of...
Ain't no shackles or nothing. You was a 304 and you're just stopping it. Hopefully you stopped it. Ladies, again, this is the grave mistake you make. God is not going to restore your vagina. God is not just going to send you a man. Ma'am, you are in the minority. 1 in 4 of you guys marry. You're in a minority. So giving these women this message is detrimental because you're speaking on your situation, which I think, in fact, it got to be a damn simp. Even when you started your sentence talking about when you guys decided to go, public, you fumbled over your words and you said when I decided, and then you switched it up to we. That tells me that you wear some of the pants in that relationship. That's what that tells me. Y'all catch the playback. I'm not lying.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
I've been paying attention very closely to this woman's language. And I find something suspicious about her, man. She's not fooling me.
The place of where I used to be, I deserve to be free from the shackles of another person's opinion. You deserve that. And I know a lot of people just say, oh, it's just the internet. But the things that we see and hear on the internet can be instilled in us unconsciously. And it can hurt us unconsciously. And a lot of people who gossip about you, a lot of those wicked words that are spoken about you, it does affect you.
Calling you a 304 because you had sex with multiple men, or calling you a hoe or a harlot, calling you that is not wicked. It's the damn freaking truth.
The truth hits big, baby.
Don't let this one fool you, man. 1 Timothy chapter 2 and 12. I suffer one not to teach. And this one is trying to teach right now.
Stop it. Get some help.
Don't tell these people that because you telling a woman the truth that she's a 304, that's wicked. That's totally 100% against the damn Bible. What is she talking about?
Internet can be instilled in us unconsciously, and it can hurt us unconsciously. And a lot of people who gossip about you, a lot of those wicked words that are spoken about you, it does affect you. Okay? And don't ever stoop down to the level that those people are on, because guess what? God ain't down there. All right? God is not down there.
Hold on, wait a
So
second.
uplift
So
yourself.
God don't call y'all harlots and Jezebels. They don't say that in the Bible. That's what you're telling me. That's what she's trying to tell us.
The lie
guys.
detector determined that was a lie.
Don't put God in this. Don't put God in this. This is your feminist mind state, ma'am.
Because guess what? God ain't down there.
Don't
All
do
right?
that.
God is not down there. So uplift yourself and know that better is out there. Know that you can do better, that you will do better,
Okay, that's cool.
and that you are better. Okay? And receive the love that God has for you.
Okay. All right, you're 304. All right.
Research shows nostalgia can help you
we
remember
don't-
ads. So customize.
We don't believe you, miss. We do not believe you, madam.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe her, man. What did Zilla say? He says, I think this is an act. I believe so. I think it's an act. Link in the bio, guys, in case somebody want to join on. We got a bonus today too. We got another one. We got another one. Don't get twisted. The bell said that's a waste of a cute black bitch. Why? Just why?
But all I want to know is, why you always fussing when I do your hair?
I don't want to be right here and stink.
Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, so let's get on to this next video. Let's get on to this. It's a bonus. I had to do this one with y'all, man. I had to. This is a so-called prostitute interview. Let's get in, guys. Let's get in. And I don't know who sent this to me, but I appreciate that. Zilla's also, well, he said God is everywhere. Oh, yeah, I already read that. All right, let's get it, man.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. What's your name?
Cheyenne.
Nice to meet you, Cheyenne. So where you from?
South Philly.
South Philly? Okay. And how old are you?
29.
Okay, you're young.
What? How old she said she was? 29. Oh yeah, she looked 39.
Young. How old are you?
29.
At least she look a good 39.
You're young. What brings you out here to Camden, New Jersey?
My addiction,
Okay. What's your addiction?
heroin, and crack cocaine.
Heroin and crack.
How long have you been
Okay.
addicted to these substances?
7 years.
7 years? I know it's a fight. You have any kids or
I
anything?
got 3.
God
3 kids?
damn.
Yeah, 2 boys, 1 girl.
Oh
my God!
So this crackhead been addicted to this shit for 7 years. So since 22, She been addicted to that 7 years. She said because she's 29 right now supposedly. I hope you know how they be lying too, man. I don't know, man. Some suspicious by this one, man. He probably gave her some crack. Told her, man, look, stand right there. He said, oh, put this little mic right here. I got you. She done sniffed something. Look how she moving. Look, she playing with her hair.
It's a fight. You have any kids?
Yeah, he done gave her a fucking line to do this goddamn interview, man. This bitch high right now.
Is there anything?
I got 3.
You have 3 kids?
Yeah, 2 boys, 1 girl.
How old?
12, 11, and 2.
Oh, okay. And you missed them.
God damn.
How is it out here? How's life out here?
I guess it's life, right?
Yeah. Well, like, what do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Drugs.
And how do you acquire drugs?
Wait, how do I get it?
Yeah.
A prostitute.
God damn, bro, stop.
How much do you make?
Stand. What the fuck? Hey, chat, what drugs she on? Y'all gotta tell me what drugs she on, bro. Y'all gotta tell me exactly what drugs she on. Is that crack? Why is she acting like she on something?
Like, what do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Drugs.
And how do you acquire drugs?
Wait, how do I get it?
Yeah.
A prostitute.
How much do you make? Prostituting?
A day?
Mm-hmm.
I was like 600 to 700.
Get your
$700 a day?
Get your mother, girl. If you don't stop freaking lying, man.
Stop it. Get some help. The lie detector determined that was a lie.
The fuck you $600 to $700 a day. You've been done snorted all that shit and killed yourself if you made that much. Stop lying, man.
I was like 600 to 700.
$600 to $700 a day?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here, man.
Are you homeless out here? Do you have a place to go?
I have a place.
Okay. Right. Now, do you find time to reach out to your kids?
No.
No? And where does all your money go to?
Drugs.
All of it?
Mm-hmm.
What was your life like before drugs?
I graduated school. I had my own apartment, funds.
You had everything going for yourself?
Yeah.
And what started your drug addiction?
I had bilateral nephritis to my kidneys.
Say that again?
I had bilateral nephritis to my kidneys.
What the fuck she just said? Did y'all understand what run that back, man? What the hell she just said?
And what started your drug addiction?
I had bilateral nephritis to my kidneys.
Say that again?
I had bilateral nephritis to my kidneys.
Oh.
So I started on perks.
Started on perks. You was getting prescribed at a hospital.
And then it escalated.
How hard has it been dealing with drug addiction?
Very hard.
And how do you survive?
Like this. Yes.
I'm a bitch from
Where do you see yourself?
Who knows? Probably dead.
Wow.
You have any clean time?
Fucking mother bloody fuck bitch.
No regard for the children. Do you? Oh yeah, I got 3 kids. You just had a child 2 years ago. Your son or your daughter is 2 years old. No regard for the children at all, man. This is what that lifestyle gets you when you're a woman and you're free out here and you don't preserve yourself for the correct situation. The order is God, God, Christ, man, woman, child. Get in order, ladies, if you want to win.
You're gonna have to see yourself next year.
Who knows? Probably dead.
Do you have any clean time?
3.5 years.
3.5 years? So out of the 7 years you've been doing drugs, you have 3.5 years clean. Wow. No, you can do it again. No, you can't.
No, I ain't do that. I ain't do that video yet, Eli from Jersey. Shout out to you, by the way. Hit that like button, yo. He said did you do an American passport holds Jamaican video yet? I need that. I need that. I need that, man. If you could send a link, that'll be perfect, bro.
Now, no, you can't. Now, if you was to get clean, what would be the first thing you would do?
See my kids.
When's the last time you seen them?
2 years ago.
God damn.
What were some hobbies you would do during your clean time?
Hobbies. I draw. I write poems.
Okay. Okay. You see yourself getting clean again?
Soon.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Now, when's the last time you got high?
Today, fam, she just got high. 15 seconds before the interview, she got high. Stop fucking. I guess he got to get his money worth, so he got to answer. He got to do that. I'm gonna give him that. He trying to get content. He knows she high. This girl can't even look in the camera. She about to pass out. God damn.
How often do you got high?
Like 5 minutes ago.
How often do you get high? A day.
Every second of the day.
Every second of the day.
Exactly.
Maybe I got it.
And that's why you lost your freaking child, because she just said that she hasn't seen her children in 2 years. Before that, she also said that she has a child that is 2 years old.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
You better find that suspicious, boy. You better find that suspicious. She got her kids taken away from her, man. Them kids got taken away from her, and hopefully the fathers have custody, but we already know what time it is in this type of society. She probably had custody, was an unfit mother. Now the state has custody of the children, and that happens, guys.
It's big,
That
baby.
happens. I did a video on that where this welfare mother who had about 7, 8 children, and instead of the fathers being in place so that they can take custody of the child, this motherfucking female fought for these to keep the children, and when she was deemed an unfit mother, the state took custody of the ones that were too young. This is common in today's society, where the man can't even see his child anymore. Come on now, Gerald Juck's in the building. And if y'all ain't hit that like button,
don't
I
find
find
that
it
suspicious?
suspicious. Hit that like button, man, just like Gerald Juck says, man. No, but I mean, guys, like, I find it suspicious that she said she had a 2-year-old son, and the last time she saw her child or her children were 2 years ago.
Maybe I got it.
Look at her arm. Look at her arm, guys. Look at her arm. She's not hiding. She's not. Oh, that's why she's doing that. Okay, boom. Look at her arms. Look at her arms. Pay attention to that. Look at her elbows. Needles. She poking herself, yo.
Right. It's easy for you to obtain money out here.
Yeah. I'm a girl, of course.
Of course. Yeah, you see what I'm, guys? You just hear what she just said. I'm a girl, of course. Even a crackhead understands that women can use their vagina as power. Even a crackhead knows that.
You don't find that suspicious?
You can be an absolute crackhead on the streets, and you're still able to use your vagina as power in this world and gain an advantage where men don't have that advantage. I can't sling my pee-pee around as a crackhead, as a bum. I'm just going to be that if that's what I am. A woman could be a whole bum out here and slang coochie, and she still understands that that's where her power lies at for these damn simps and these tricks and shit like that. Whole crackhead out here. Which tells you the similarities with these women, that modern women mind state. You could be a crackhead, you could be a businesswoman, you can be a regular bitch selling weed, whatever you want to call it. All y'all got the same mind state.
every second of the day?
There, I got it.
Right. It's easy for you to obtain money out here.
Yeah. I'm a girl, of course.
The bell says somebody put testosterone in her drugs. She looked like half a man, half bitch. Absolutely. Look at her head, bro. That's how you know she's doing drugs. Her head is swollen. That's a fact.
It's big, baby.
Joe jokes, and all she got is a hole. She got 3 holes, matter of fact. She probably used all of them.
Right. Do you like what you do?
No. It's degrading. I belittle myself.
Eve
Let's
to
keep it
me is
moving. Let's keep it
basically
moving.
freedom. It's a giant
Keep it
open
moving.
universe where you.
It's degrading. Go
Now,
ahead.
after you get clean, you have any like goals? Do you want to obtain anything in life?
Yeah, I want to start. I have a certificate in cosmetology. I want to open a business.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
This crackhead got the same mind state as a modern woman. I have something in cosmetology. I want to open a business. Ma'am, you're a whole crackhead. What are you talking about, man?
Bloody fuck you, bloody fucking mother, bloody fuck bitch.
Clean. You have any like goals? Do you want to obtain anything in life?
Yeah, I want to start. I have a certificate in cosmetology. I want to open a business.
Okay, you can do hair.
Oh my
All right.
God.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, man. You can do hair. You can do hair with your arms. You gonna fuck somebody's head up, what? No, you can't do hair, miss.
What's the craziest thing you've seen
You
out
can
here?
do heroin. you can't do hair. Fuck out of here.
All right. Do you want to obtain anything in life?
Yeah, I want to start. I have a certificate in cosmetology.
Bro, you can't make this shit up, man. I promise
Okay,
you
you can
can't.
do hair. All right. Okay. That's what's up.
Stop it.
What's the craziest thing you've seen out here in Camden, New Jersey?
I say to myself, I don't see nothing out here.
Stay to yourself. Yeah, I feel you. Have you ever been attacked on a date or anything?
Yeah.
And how did it go?
Oh, who the fuck just said that?
Have you ever been attacked on a date or anything?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody told her to get off. She's a known crackhead. She probably annoying as fuck. And somebody told her to get the fuck off the goddamn corner.
The truth, it's big, baby.
Get your ass off that corner, girl.
On a date or anything?
Yeah.
And how did it go?
He killed me. I had to get revived.
Huh?
The date. I was dead. They had to revive me. They tied a rope around my
My
neck and connected
God,
to my feet.
man. What the?
And every time I would nod out, they cut the oxygen off of my brain. And then so I couldn't take it no more. My breaths collapsed and I stopped breathing.
They brought you back to life. They resuscitated you.
Okay. All right. And brought you back to life.
Now, with all you've been through, do you fear death?
No.
No? What was your childhood like? Like
I've
your
been on my own
upbringing?
since I was 13.
Say that again.
I've been on my own since I was 13.
Your mom's a
And
hoe.
how long have you been out here on the streets of Camden?
7 years.
You've been on your own since you was 13. You got 3 children, and you're only 29 right now. So let's do the math, okay? Let's do the math. So since what is that? 29 minus 13. That's 16 years ago, or 16 years. 16 years of hoeing. 16 years you were on your own. Who the hell got you pregnant? Who the fuck got
You don't
this girl
find that
pregnant?
suspicious?
Man, who the fuck got you pregnant? Who picked you up?
How can you describe Camden?
Dirty.
Said dirty?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing special about this place?
No. Nothing at all.
Is there anything that makes you happy in this world?
No.
Nothing makes, not even your children. Okay.
Nothing?
My kids.
Okay, you better say that. You better say that. But your immediate thought should be that as a woman, these are some street stragglers, Jezebels who destroy themselves, and they remove that care from their purpose. And your purpose is children. Your purpose is a man. You are in charge, or you are in control of legacy and access in this world. But you care about yourself first. You should be selfless, not selfish, which is why when a man locks you down and you're selfless, he's giving you that return energy by providing and protecting. So it's worthwhile caring and giving yourself to your man, to your children, to that legacy, instead of thinking for your goddamn self and being motherfucking selfish. It makes sense. Because look what you do. You put yourself first and you do dumb shit like this.
Is there anything that makes you happy in this world?
No.
Nothing?
My kids. I don't got them. So no.
When do you plan on seeing your kids again?
When I get clean, I know I'm going to be clean.
When do you plan on seeing your kids again? Her response: when I get clean, but I don't want to get clean. Translation: I don't plan on seeing my kids again.
Your mom's a hoe. Your mom's a hoe. Your mom's a hoe.
Kids again.
When I get clean, I know I'm going to be clean. I'm not going to put my foot in the door and take it back out.
I'm not gonna put my foot in the door and take it back out. What a disgrace! What a disgusting female!
Shut the fuck up! I don't want your conversation.
What a disgusting woman!
On no paper, no phone, no texting, no writing, nobody telling me what to say. This from the brain, from the heart, from the soul, from the streets. I'm a bitch from the streets. I get that money. I get that money. Bitch, give me what you got. I get. Not fair. They didn't ask you, bro.
Fucking son.
Aren't you tired of doing?
Of course I am.
No, you're not tired of doing it. You're not tired of, once you put your foot in the door, you can't take it out, right? You ain't tired of that.
I put my foot in the door and take it back out.
Yeah.
It's not fair. They didn't ask you, bro. Here.
Aren't you tired of doing?
Of course I am.
So it's on the street, Cheyenne.
What's the craziest thing you've done out here? Obtain your drugs.
Look how she rolled back when he asked that. She done did a lot of crazy motherfucking things, guys.
You don't find
She
that
done did
suspicious?
a lot of crazy things. I promise you, on God, she did.
Tired of doing
Of course I am.
all this stuff?
Of course.
What's the craziest thing you've done out here?
Roll
Obtain
her
your
out,
drugs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, you better not talk about that. What's wrong with you?
God damn! Do you see change for Candace?
If she opened up her mouth and tried to talk about it, she would have lied. She would have lied. That was the best move she could have possibly made just now.
It could happen. Probably not.
Now, do you have regulars on the?
Yes.
You see on the regular? Okay. Are any of these men strange or weird? Do they come off? They're all weird?
Duh.
Do you think of them as like predators? At all? Consider them that? No?
No, they're just lonely.
Just lonely men. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Lonely men.
Now,
tricks.
What do you want for your kids?
AKA tricks. Lonely ass motherfuckers willing to pay a crackhead for sex. Come on, man.
What they have, a better life.
Better life than what you're going through? You don't want them to see this.
Right.
Crazy stuff out here.
That's why they're not in my custody.
Facts only. Of course they're not in your goddamn custody. Hold on,
Now,
let me hear that again. I didn't hear that full question. My bad. I didn't hear that full question. My bad. I want to hear that clearly, real quick.
See this
Right.
crazy stuff out here.
That's why they're not in my custody.
Now, do you inject or do you smoke?
Inject.
Of course, come on, man. We've been saw that, dude. I've been called it out on Okay, Let's Talk TV. I've been called that thing out, man. Openly admitted to doing drugs out here, man. What the yo? It's illegal to put insurance policies on homeless drugs addicts, or is it? I think he's asking. The Bill 5000 says, is it illegal to put insurance policies on homeless drugs or drug addicts? I'm not sure. Chat, if y'all know that, please let us know. Professor in the building, what's going on? What's going on? Hit that like button on the way in. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. Let me scoot it back.
Okay. Now, what do you want for your kids?
What they have, a better life.
Better life? And what you're going through? I don't want them to see this.
Right.
Crazy stuff out here.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have a better life without you. I mean, with you, it would have been better if you was in your place, but obviously you're a drug addict, et cetera, et cetera. But they right now, if your kids are in your life, they're not gonna have a good life. So at this moment, they are gonna have a better life without you. Okay? And all day and all night, men get told that deadbeats. We get told we're deadbeats and where the fathers at, runaway fathers. He don't deserve to see his kids. Girl, take the kids and put him on child support and freaking, or go find you another man and bring that kid around another strange man, et cetera, et cetera. Women say this with no shame at all. All right. So I'm gonna say what I'm about to say with no shame at all. She don't deserve to see her damn children. She don't deserve to see them kids. Okay. Now when she get clean, okay, I can't call it. If she want to see them, cool. But she don't deserve it right now. I'm gonna tell you that. She's a deadbeat. She's a bum. You feel me? She's a street bitch. She do not deserve to see her fucking kids.
I'm a bitch from the streets.
What they have, a better life.
Better life? And what you're going through? I don't want them to see this.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff out here.
That's why they're not in my custody.
Now, do you inject or do you smoke?
Inject.
We knew that already. That's a fresh one too. That's a fresh one. That looked like a fresh one too.
Do you
It's
seek
my
do you seek
skin.
medical
No.
attention on your arms at all?
No. That's from the dope. It eats your skin.
Wow.
That's crocodile. Or crocodile, whatever the fuck.
I'd like to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
You've been a wonderful interviewee. All Time Media be praying for you.
She looked at him like, okay, where the money at now? Like, what we doing? We gonna fuck for some money so I can go get some more dope? I mean, she told him that, right? He asked, how many times do you do drugs? And she says, every second of the motherfucking day.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
God damn. Professor in the building, he says, Gerald, I'm glad you could make it in. Man, I'm glad he can make it in too. I promise you that. Nerve damage. And also, Professor says bankrupt a man. The Bell 5000 says her stomach is a shit of dog bags. Yeah, it looked like she had a C-section or something. That shit looked crazy, man. Let me drop this link before I get to the next thing that I wanted to do. Refresh that. Hey guys, man, hit that like button if y'all ain't do so already. If y'all didn't do so, hit that damn like button. I think I want to get into another video. I think we got time for that. Well, yeah, I do these host stage videos, guys. While I pull up the video, let me vent real quick. I do these host stage videos because I want y'all to understand the mind states of these women. I want y'all to understand the lifestyle that they do live. Most of them are deadbeats. Most of them are bums. Most of them deal with a minority of men. Most men don't deal with most women. Most women don't find most men attractive. So, and also most men run infrastructure. So even if they don't have children or are not desired as much, they're still in STEM. They're still a service to the world. What about women? When you out here undesired as a bum on the streets, et cetera, you are useless to the goddamn world. You're useless. Okay? And it starts from this host stage. It starts from using your vagina to gain in this world. This crackhead earlier described how she gets her money. She makes $600 a day, which I don't believe. I think that was a full lie. I think that was a full crab leg when she said that. But she said she makes, let's just give her that. Let's give her $400 a day. She's a crackhead, and she has the psychology of your modern woman, knowing that they utilize their vagina to gain in this world. But what it ultimately does is it puts you in a limbo, or puts you in a gamble. You either become successful in utilizing that vagina, doing your thing, and you can't find a man, or you're unable to pair bond, et cetera, or you end up like this dumb bitch on the street selling your vagina for drugs. What are you useful for at that point? You become useless. At least a man can become useful in building if he's in the same category as far as not having children or not being able to be desired. Okay? Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. The bell in the building. What's happening, man?
What's going on, man?
You know, yeah, yet another host stage, part 20 with.
God damn.
Hold on. We got Gerald in the building, man.
What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, Bill, what's your thoughts, man? Guys, talk to me, man.
Man, you went from a cute, dumb black bitch, man, to a dope fiend white bitch, man. That was a cold extreme. You went to the extreme.
Oh man. We touching all dynamics on this one, man.
What's going on, G man?
What's going on? Can you hear me clear?
Yeah, man. I ain't heard or seen from you in a minute, man.
Because I've been floating like an eagle and just watching you guys from afar, and just because I'm so fed up with the fact that to me, sometimes you have to get out and come back in because it's so depressing, because it seems like even with all this going on, somehow it's our fault. And I'm like, wait a minute. How did it get to be our fault? That chick is a dope fiend. That chick is a dope fiend. Guess who fault it will be at the end of the day? Ours. Like, how do you do this? I mean, so I got tired of it. I get tired of the sisterhood just keep talking about us and won't leave us alone. Then they didn't clap at the Filipino chicks, and now they clapping back at them, and only to find out, which, brother, I know you're going to talk about it. The truth is coming out about these excursions that these women are going over to the islands and screwing young men. So who are the real pedophiles?
And I'm definitely going to do a video on that, Gerald.
I can't wait.
And I want to talk about, and the title should be Passport Bros versus Passport Hoes. And I talk about this because hoes have always either been getting flown out or going out of the country to go get promiscuous.
Yes.
Ain't nothing new about that.
Yeah. Do you know one day, hey, DeBell, I'm going to predict this. One day, there's going to be somebody from Dubai who's also listening, because, see, this is worldwide. They're going to come up on this platform, going to speak their language, and listen, I got to tell you the truth. Dude, I'm going to clean out my ears just to hear the truth. You've been playing us on this Adam and Eve shit. Turn it to Adam and Steve. You've been messing with us. YouTube can't stand us for saying anything that's right. The CEO stepped down. You can see this chick, apparently that white girl, she was itching, but she was twisting like she was dancing to a beat.
Damn.
You don't find that suspicious?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Professor in the building, man. Talk to me, man.
What's up, bro?
What's up, Professor?
You know, I got this new recipe. I'm going to share it with you guys because I like when I find new stuff over here in Mexico that you can actually make in the States. So what they taught me was to make lemonade with the whole, like a green lime, and then take some condensed milk and pour it in there, and then put that into some ice trays or little forms or whatever. Put it in the freezer. And man, let me tell you something. You put it in there with some root beer or some Coca-Cola, and you got like a float type of thing, but it has this like cheesecake lemon flavor to it. I've never had anything like it. Anyway, you guys, that's my Mexico lesson for today. So I'll do tonight, man. I'm not making. We had some good time. We had some good talking points tonight. I'm glad we were able to get through this thing. So I got late. So
no, it's all good. It's all good. Let me read this comment real quick. Eli from Jersey says, "When I used to hold on. When I used to do that, bro, many times I was offered coochie and or head. Always took the money. Women do anything for what they want without spending. Somebody smashing that crackhead. And you know, when you say that without spending, they use their vagina to get it. That's like they use their sexuality to get it. That's the only way that they gonna get it. They can't. Yep. They don't got game, so they not gonna spit game to get it or nothing like that.
But no, but think about it. What is man's number one weakness? That. It's that. Mm-hmm. That motherfucker was standing at attention if the wind blow. Richard Pryor used to say that shit. The wind blow, that motherfucker stand. Salute.
There is something so attractive about somebody that is like so sexual. There's also something way more attractive when you see that they have some profound life to them that's beyond, you know what I mean? If you ask the question, what do you bring to the table besides sex? And if they have these qualities, it's profoundly different than the shitbags we're used to.
Nothing. They never should allow mankind. Listen to me. The Bell and the cast, and I call y'all cast because that's what we are. Fact. Y'all will say I'm right. They never should allow us to take those blinders off to see who they truly are, because their value is sinking like the American dollar, and it's fall.
Told the truth. What do they say? What do they say? What do they say?
They bring nothing, drama, debt, consumption, and flesh. And then I get abstracted because the one criminal we ain't talking about is the U.S. government who capitalized on this shit. Mm-hmm. William Cooper lost his life telling the truth about what America was doing, so I'm not going to talk about it. This shit that what she's doing feeds the jail system, feeds their rehab centers.
That's right.
Feeds their disease control center. They did this. This is just the parabolic part of it. And they got paid, y'all, in full on every avenue. Some brothers got on probation. Then you got to pay your probation, then go to anger management class. It fed a system so devastating and demonic that all I can do is, which it did me a favor, because I wouldn't have met you guys if it wasn't for this. So this is the good part of it, because we talk about it. Because remember, y'all, we didn't talk for a long time.
And the good part about what you just said too is, in the beginning, like you said, these women, they put themselves on Front Street. So they're exposing everything right in front of our faces without giving a goddamn single fuck.
Ray Charles can see it. He's dead.
Hey, let me tell y'all something, man. I know Professor over there thinking of something real heavy right now. Hey,
you don't find that suspicious?
Let me tell you the bad part about this shit and the scary part about this shit, right? somebody's barebacking this bitch and going home to their wife.
Oh! I got hands off of that
now.
one. Ooh.
Now, the bitch got 3 kids, so obviously somebody's running in her raw. I guarantee you this bitch does not require her tricks to use a condom on her.
Oh.
No, she don't.
Damn, the Bell. Damn.
Yeah, she's a drug addict.
She already don't. She don't give a fuck about life. If she gave a fuck about life when they revived her, she would have made an effort to quit. But she's still going. So obviously she don't give a fuck about death. She already said death don't scare her. So bareback dicks don't scare her either.
So that's what you meant by death around the corner.
Absolutely.
Wow. Wow. That's scary, man. That's fucking scary, bro.
That's a fact.
You know? And where was that? Was that in Atlanta? I mean, did they have
that was in New Jersey.
Really?
I got a conspiracy for you. I'm going to keep it under 30 seconds. Here we go. Okay. What's going on in California is there is an opium, fentanyl, heroin epidemic. Okay. It's also in Philadelphia. It's in Arizona. It's in a lot of places. I don't know all the places, so don't hold it against me.
It's in Oregon.
There is a cure to it, and it's called Ibogaine. Okay? It's a medicine. You can go to the pharmacy and buy it and give it to a drug addict for 4 days. After that, they'll be reading the Wall Street Journal. They'll never want to do drugs again. However, it's illegal in the United States. And it comes from the country which provides a lot of the drugs to the United States. So who's winning, who's losing here? Oh, by the way, the fentanyl that's coming from China that goes through Mexico, the Mexicans actually put dye in it so that when it crosses the border, they know for a fact that it's not going to get mixed in with other drugs without being seen. So at least they're doing that. So the Chinese are trying to kill the United States, and they could do it at any time with fentanyl. So that is my conspiracy for the day.
I think I can second that and take one thing out you said. That's not a conspiracy, what you just said. And because you just made me think, I was looking at 48 Hours the other day, and I don't know why I was just captivated into it, because you know it's always us and I don't want to see it. It's brothers. But the one thing that came out to me, that something either I think it happened in Atlanta or Memphis, is that the drum that they had that hold these things, the big ass sign that was on it, it was in orange and black, made in China. Just why you saying that? You know, yeah, this platform like this, man, I still don't get it why it's not overrun with more brothers talking. I mean, I see it. People are getting tired. They're getting pissed, and now we're speaking out. And I just like, I'm just, that's why I say I always listen from afar, because I'm sometimes so stunned and so shocked that more are not over here. And then we're talking about the passport bros. I think they should, it was something DeBell said a long time ago. And I think now they should wake up and take a step back, because we should not, as brothers, be the center of attention. I don't like how we're out there in Front Street. We need to take a step back and say, yeah, having that passport is good. I think healing the world and rebuilding ourselves is even better. Yeah. Because we've been the prize. Been the prize. We can work for ourselves. What do they bring to the table? And that's the biggest thing.
I want to push back. I'm going to push back right now what you just said. The men are not the prize. I want to make you the prize, but the men are not the prize, and we haven't been experiencing that at all. Down here we are, but not up there. We are not the prize. Come on, we're not treated like the prize. Come on. We know we are.
We are.
We are.
But you do have an opinion, and the reason why we're the prize is because I'm old enough to understand. Even in the 60s, we was under attack. I'm 65 now, and shit, we still under attack. Why the fuck we under attack? That means there's something about us.
Why do we feel? I'm sorry. Why do we feel the need to minimize progress? We're doing better than we ever have in in history that I know of, better than I've ever had in my life with as far as relations, and then making friends. No way. There's no way in hell you can compare what it was like to what's like now. No fucking way.
Hold on,
Now
what
we're
do you mean?
better friends we've ever been able to go anywhere we want to go. No one's stopping us.
What do you mean, like relationships as far as men and women?
Man and men hanging out.
Oh, as
Going
far as like,
places. There's no reason to say that we can't be better, have better. I don't think that's right.
Well, there's always room for improvement, but from what I'm seeing, we okay, man. We're not the best, but just the fact that we're surviving, yeah, we okay. We're okay. And I didn't see some shit, bro. I didn't came through some shit from what he's showing me, this woman. I remember not ever seeing this. I remember when it was a respectful thing. I still remember when it was colored bathrooms. I also lived through the crack era. I lived through the war era, Vietnam. I lived through a lot. Only to still come out shining through all of that shit. Oh yeah, we good. We didn't survive all of that shit. We good.
So
because that's the God inside of each and every one of us on this panel right now. God ain't in no damn sky. He's in each and every one of us, and extremely a critique about life. We such a critic. We got to critique our damn selves. We winning. I don't give a shit what nobody says.
Truth hits big, baby.
We winning.
So that's how you feel we the prize, G-Man, right?
Yes. Even though we getting our ass kicked.
Okay. So, Professor, I mean, I don't think you got to explain why you feel like we weren't the prize. I think it's because of the way we're being treated now, of the condition that's going on right now.
Well, now it's reached critical mass.
Yes, agreed.
Go ahead.
For anybody to push back against,
let the bell finish his point.
No, I just wanted him to finish explaining why we weren't the prize, because I mean he was about to get into it, and then I think he got kind of interrupted or sidetracked a little bit. But I want to know exactly why he feels like we are not the prize right now.
Good question.
I think I know, but
okay. Let's say tomorrow there is no more electricity, no more water, no more internet, any more infrastructure whatsoever. There is no more.
Okay.
We will reverse, because then you'll be valued. We will be valued for the hard work that's put in, because that's not put into the general media, how difficult life is for men. Also, the suicide rates being 5-1. See, what they want to do is focus on how bad we are when the paternity rate fraud rate is in 30% in the United States and 60% in Jamaica. So as we can see, there's a benefit to not portraying women in that light, and we are not the prize as a result in the eyes of the public opinion.
That's okay. So the bell,
keep
you
going.
Gotta you got to push back.
No, I don't got to push back. I feel that we have been taken for granted.
You don't have to feel. You're telling the truth. You're telling the truth. We have.
Yeah,
you don't have to feel. We have.
We've been taken for granted. And when you got women trying to compare themselves to men, and you got this invisible protective bubble around women, and they know that protection is men, but we get no credit for it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We have been taken for granted on all kind of levels.
So, all right. So, Professor, let me ask you this: do you think women are the prize? I'm curious as to that.
Okay, I want to know what stupid fucking contest I need to sign up for to win one of these crazy prizes.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't. It's a figure of speech. You know
It'd be the.
Hey, listen though. I went to Six Flags, and the girl says, "Hey, will you win me one of those fucking things?" So I beat the shit out of this thing. Bing, bang. I got it on one of my videos, so I'm not capping. I hit this shit like 3 times. They're like giving me all these stuffed animals, one after another. I was like, I don't want to carry all that shit, bitch. You have it. So we are, as far as like our value goes, is what do we do to provide for a person that we care enough about to do anything for them? That's our prize. We get the prize when we are so in tune with the way we're supposed to be living that women are nothing more but a positive byproduct of living an awesome life.
You say women are a byproduct of winning an awesome life. I think we heading there anyway. Like I said, they have talked so much shit that I had to look at everything in reverse. I mean, listen, man, shit happens. It's our fault. A woman's homeless. It's all men's fault. I come through the time when I still remember when they respect us, and then it switched over and said all men are dogs. I've seen where a woman grabbed up a purse and I got a pocket full of money, and I had to tell her straight up, bitch, you ain't got nothing I want. And I've seen the dynamics change. I'm old enough to just keep seeing shit change and change and change. The one change that I'm living is there's a clapback. And guess what? Men talk. I lived a time that men didn't talk. Then came a generation like
didn't complain.
It didn't say shit. And now you got these dudes like DeBelle or Host, and you got Mr. Palmer, and these motherfuckers brought out the war drums and say no. Mr. Goodbread, no. Black Ram, no. Kevin Samuels, logical, and said you out your rabbit ass mind. You can't make this shit up. And all of a sudden, he disappeared. That's the worst thing they did. Because all they did was open up more doors. So yes, Professor, I see it. A man who has gained and earned my gray beard. I see it as you fucking right we won. From that civil rights bullshit to this shit now. And we still shining? Yeah, bro. Yeah, we shining, and we've lost a lot. This government, along with teammates and their allies, have done a lot of damage. And even to the point, you are now on television convincing men to put on other types of wear. And I don't mean pantses. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, we have to win. Spirits like me and everybody on this panel, we are those spirits. You fucking right, we won. Fuck that. We won, bro. We winning still. Because we could talk about that. I just wish those brothers, like DeBelle was talking about, can just say, no, get over your animal instincts. Because DeBelle's right. Somebody's going up in this broad raw and creating life. And honestly, I don't want to die and have to come back through that kind of shit. This is why Tupac said, the only thing that frightens me or scares me, I got to come back and do this shit again. And think if that woman that he showed was your mother. That's a lose situation coming out the gate. Like that one, huh? Nah, man, we winning. Damn right we winning. Next, let's go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh man, what do you think about finding love? Go ahead, Abel. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
All right. So, guys, this for the panel. This for the panel. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think about when women say finding love after the whole phase? Do y'all think that's is that something that y'all would recommend, or you know, how do y'all think? What do y'all think about that?
Shit, that's shit. That's a risk she gonna have to take.
Okay. but they give pushback and say that's not fair that you think like that, Abel.
I mean, first of all, I mean, you know, well, every bitch ain't gonna tell you about her escapades anyway. So you're gonna get a lying ass bitch from the gate.
Ooh.
The only thing is, I mean, just don't let that shit come out. Keep that shit a secret. Because it ain't nothing to brag about.
I'll tell these bitches that also.
I mean, it's not a badge of honor that you fucked a lot of dudes or whatever the case may be. I don't know how hard it was for you, but you see how these bitches would go through a whole phase and then regret it. This bitch would fuck with a bunch of dudes and then, you know, try to reinvent herself, try to get on OnlyFans, stop that because you didn't even have a lot of followers to even get on there in the first place. So who the fuck is gonna follow you on OnlyFans if you don't even have a bunch of followers in the first place? You see what I'm saying? So what was your rate on there? $4.99 a month?
She
for 5 dudes. You know what I'm saying? But right. So
she just didn't
so
profit.
if you've been, she said she'd been in, she wasn't making no money, but if she said she'd been in all these long-term relationships, well, when did you have time to be on social media in these relationships unless you was just fucking with a sucker?
Right.
That allowed you to be on the internet all the goddamn time. That's like a lot of these women that claim to be righteous on this YouTube shit, giving motherfuckers advice, trying to tell men how to be men and how to be good men and all this shit when these bitches don't have a man.
No,
Never
that's
been
why
married.
I don't listen to that. I'm a firm believer in, a woman should be able to not be online. You should be able to stay offline with all that bullshit.
I could see if you was channeling your energy towards other bitches and giving other bitches advice, but just regurgitating what men say and telling men what has already been said, that's pointless.
Right. Don't make sense to me.
Yeah, man. But as far as I mean, the way these broads, man, they I think we just need to trim the fat as far as these men go, because there's a lot of men that's still scared to tell the truth to women and speak up to women, especially in a black community. A lot of black men will pick up a gun and go gangbang before we will tell a black bitch the truth.
Honestly, bro, that's one thing I don't understand, man. I would never understand that. That blows me away what you just said, because I still can't believe Zimmerman walking. But we still got a problem with brothers against brothers in Chicago. Brothers always got heat for each other. That's something I would never understand.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the race part. I'm talking about the fact that you got brothers that are willing to die over some stupid shit, and they have no fear in their heart about dying over stupid shit, but you have fear about telling the black bitch the truth about her wrongs in the black community.
And that's one of the levels.
You do not want to lose your good grace out of these black bitches, because most of these dudes are so sexually motivated that they don't want to beef with a black bitch.
I think it goes back to what Thomas said a long time ago. And I think the answer to what you just said is because a lot of guys was raised by that type of behavior from their very own mother. My mother doesn't like the fact that I clap back at her ass. I've been clapping back at her ass since 6 because I saw something that wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we don't talk now, which I don't know if she's dead or alive. Honestly, I don't care. She's gone. May she rest in peace or go to the next world. But if it looked like shit and smells like shit, it's shit. And a lot of these shitty women have raised young men. I know a lot in Houston. I know a few in Georgia. And I used to always say certain things about, like, where's the father? And they used to throw this negative shit out about the father. So that makes me understand that the mother always talked down to the son. So then the son, if he never clapped back at his mother, I guess he's not going to clap back at some of these women with truth. Because one thing is, the modern day woman, no matter the tone, race, or color, they cannot handle the truth in this Western culture.
Nope.
They can't. It ain't just in them couple spots. It's all over the country.
You think it's going global now?
Of course it is.
That's bad.
Man, it's all over. It's all over the U.S. Every black community is headed by single black mothers.
But do you think it's going global?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's in the UK too.
Mm-hmm. It's getting in Africa, like South Africa, and it's coming.
Hey, IG, I do have a problem with even those women over there in Africa. They jumped on the bandwagon with the females in the Western culture, and now they're trying to throw us under the bus. I'm like, wait a minute, y'all don't even know us.
Here's one. If you've ever lived in a Muslim world, you understand that when you're taken out of the Muslim world and put into a free country like England, they no longer have rules they used to live by. So now these African women are now modern women, taking on the UK modern women, and idolize the white modern women that walk all over their men. Their women are masculine, their men are pussies, and so they just mimicked what they see. So they're no longer Muslim. They're not going to church, and they're not worth their time.
I mean, great spill, by the way, Professor. Bro, think about it. The Passport Bros. We see a couple of videos of them going over there, and these bitches got the same wig on, do the same, look the same as an American bitch, same attitude, everything. We done seen it on Mr. Goodbread show. Dude flew out. And the bitch was mushing him in the face and all types of shit.
Oh, just about to say that shit.
They act the same, man. That shit is
turning her back on him and all kind of shit.
Right.
Calling him a liar.
Damn, I wish I could pull that shit up, man.
Yeah, man. It's man.
That shit global, man. All these bitches want to be.
I'm not gonna go with these women though. These are not the type of women I would go out with. Too many available out there. Too many options to exercise.
So are y'all is anybody actively looking for a wife?
Nope.
Okay, how about this? Goddamn dog. I guess the dog's answered
it. It's back to the blindness again. There's no advantage there because you're not going to appreciate it. You in the Western culture, your children will be used as a weapon against you. You know why? The best thing for men to do now is just thrive, live, build the world, and enjoy it. It is a ride. It is a good ride. You know, it is. Remember, they put me through the Marvin Gaye and the Simp days, not knowing what they was creating was a transfer of wealth. And they did it. Then they bought the drugs out. Example A and B, what my man IG just put up there. Like I say, that white girl was so hot, or let me just say that female was so hot, she couldn't stay still. Like, damn. And that's what was funny to me. Fair. So it's like that with all of them. It's just in different levels of it. Some are not. Heroin is not their drug. Social media is their drug. Arrogance is their drug. Trying to get the bag and get an $80,000 purse to put two cents worth of trash in it is a drug to them. Consumption. They're done. The blinders are off. There's no way other to look at them than a sexual object, and they did it to themselves along with television, and they took it. They took the bait. And now you got even big women. And when I say big, dude, I'm talking about women. If they had a NFL National League for women playing football, these would be all Americans. You got big motherfucking women talking shit, bro. You hear me, the bell? Big women. I'm talking about, dude, I can get 10 yards of carry running behind these girls. I'm talking about holes they will put through the offensive line. Just say, Captain, I am the new sweetness running through that bitch stiff arm, and they talking shit with the raptor claws on. Big woman can't get no love. Y'all dogging us. I'm like, this is crazy.
And I remember, bro. I remember it was a damn stereotype. Shanae, most of the black women didn't like that. Now today they got Shanae nails. I like where did that? You here, man? Where did that come in at? I could have how did they?
Oh, this is
go ahead.
In the 80s, in the late 80s, there was such thing as a basket weave.
Right.
I do remember.
Them nails came along with it. When Martin made that character.
Yep.
He didn't make that character out of imagination.
He got it from New York, huh?
He seen it wherever he was from.
New York,
wherever the black bitches was. They was over here in Portland too. They was all over. I'm just saying, like most of these dudes that the Jamie Foxxes, even back Flip
Wanda.
Wilson. I mean, they knew what their environment was. They knew what the black woman looked like that raised them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it was even with Tyler Perry. I mean, you know, he knew that character. He knew that character real well. So it's not hard to imitate what you see all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we make it as a joke, but that shit is real. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Good Bread did was it last night? Those 15 phrases that you heard growing up.
Oh man, I gotta check that one out. I know that. Was a good one.
Oh man, I'm like, goddamn, the black parenting playbook is universal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we heard all them sayings that he was saying last night. So it's just crazy, man, how like those characters don't get no pushback because those motherfuckers, those characters are very entertaining, right?
Right.
But you let a white woman braid her hair, and guess what kind of pushback she'll get? Oh, you acting black.
Yep.
You acting black. You know what I'm saying? You tan your skin. You acting black.
I got a question for DeBell.
Go ahead.
Who wrote and directed characters for Fat Albert?
Bill Cosby.
Wasn't it Bill Cosby?
Bill Cosby. Now take a look back. Think back. Everyone's seen that show, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best shows ever written, actually.
Right.
But let's take a look at it for a second. Who wrote the stereotypes?
Oh, Bill Cosby.
Now,
Because I think Bill Cosby is from Philadelphia.
So now let's go into the future, to the 1990s. Who wrote those characters? Who wrote these characters?
As far as the females, right?
No. Let's talk about the negative stereotypes that causes all the backlash publicly now. Who wrote those characters?
Well, I don't think any of these characters are getting any backlash. The only characters that are getting backlash are the black actors that date white women.
Or the gay ones. Or that now all suspicious.
No, they don't even get backlash. They get praise.
So the 1990s was riddled with the CIA implants and made it profitable for the prison system to go private. So the programming is in the music. The programming is in the drugs and the music. So they did experiments on all of us. We've talked about this before. See, we had heavy metal music and powdered cocaine. And they experimented by distributing it exactly where there would be white, blue-haired, blue-eyed kids. So they would see how their behavior would be with rock music. And when that didn't work, they tried it in the 1990s with crack cocaine and with gangster rap. And okay, so now you take God out of the equation because he started the atheist movement trying to get prayer out of school, and look what happened.
It did happen.
So how are we going to say that this is anything less than a demonic attack on all of us men because we can defeat him?
Well, hey, Professor, now you got to remember this. In the white culture, there was also such thing as speed, crank, and meth, and crystal.
That also applies to what you're saying.
Associated with rock and roll and that type of thing, right? Because I grew up in the north, in North Portland. You know what I'm saying? So when I was 13, I moved out to Park Rosa area, which was predominantly white. We was probably only 3 or 4 black families in our neighborhood. And when I went to school, when I went to middle school and high school, it was probably only about 5 black kids in the school. So I was exposed to my friends at an early age. And at 13, I moved and experienced a different culture, and that's when I started hearing about crank, meth, and crystal and shit like that. And you know, some of these kids having freedom to where they can have a kegger party at their house and no adult supervision. So, you know, you get invited to kegger parties and shit like that. And I'm like, where the fuck is these parents? You know what I'm saying? Because I know my parents wouldn't go for me having a party at my motherfucking house. But I would see some of the craziest shit Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Monday come at school, these motherfuckers act like nothing ever happened. But like during the summer, you know, I'm in the sports. I'm playing basketball. I'm doing my thing, right? But when we come back to school, some kids will be missing, and you'd be like, "What happened? Where's so and so at?" Their parents put her in a drug rehab. She's in a, you know what I'm saying? So you never heard of black kids going to drug rehab and their parents putting them in there. They probably would kick them out the house and they'd be on the streets. Mm-hmm. But you know what I'm saying? And black families didn't really have the resources or the money to put their children in rehab when they was fucking up.
Right. That's true. Even in the South.
So I mean, you know, it's just you know, different levels of this shit, man. But I mean, you know, I understand about the government putting this in, you know, certain areas and targeting people and having certain agendas and shit like that. But I mean, at some point where we all know this shit, right? We all got the knowledge of what the agenda is. So why aren't we, you know what I'm saying, taking a stand and fighting back? Because like, let's say the ghettos was flooded with fentanyl and guns tomorrow. What's going to happen? With all this so-called pro-black knowledge and all this knowledge and all this righteousness and all this other shit that's going on, everybody think they smart in a motherfucker.
I know what would happen
if you put fentanyl, guns, just flooded every ghetto. What would happen?
Stocks and guns would be going back up. The American stability when it comes to economics will go right back up, because see, our downfall feeds this system.
You hold on, let me finish, bro.
All right.
You have a whole lot of niggas dying.
Yep.
You have a whole lot of niggas killing each other.
Yep.
Because they are dumb.
Or they was tricked to be dumb.
No, they were dumb. They thought they were smart because they talk like they really know some shit.
But see, that's part of the trickery also.
There's nothing, if you a strong, level-headed, logical black man, there is not a dope that you would put in your body because you know the consequences. There's too much shit, just like that bitch twitching on this goddamn screen.
Yep.
You see what the fuck drugs would do.
Yep.
And you just heard this bitch's story. It damn near killed her. So if you got motherfuckers that's dumb enough to inject this shit in their body, because I ain't never heard of the government coming to your house saying you better do this shit or I'm gonna blow your brains out.
That's a fact.
So niggas, dope fiend niggas, need to take accountability.
I agree.
You can't keep blaming the government. You can't keep blaming conspiracies. You can't keep blaming everybody else's agenda, because if somebody's agenda controls your actions, then you's a sorry motherfucker. And we need to trim the fat.
But
we need to trim the fat because we can't fight with you.
But some of that blame does still go to him, though, DeBell. It still goes to him, though.
It go to who?
It still goes to the government, because that's at the end of the day, and you're definitely right what you're saying, but at the end of the day, it's all about money. you're right. Some people are just foolish enough to keep going, especially like you say, if they about to die and your dumb ass ain't right enough to say, okay, I need to
it's all
stop
about
this.
money, but let's say I invested all my money in some crack. But nobody wanted to buy my crack because nobody is doing crack.
Then you just wasted money on a product that didn't sell.
It would be useless.
Yep.
So if motherfuckers woke up and took their head out their ass, all them tactics that the government is doing would be useless. They'd be sitting on dope.
No argument here on that. He would be sitting on it. They would be sitting on their shit.
Every pill,
It's big, baby.
all the medications they subscribe us for diabetes, motherfucking high blood pressure and all that old type of shit. All that shit we could find that in the food naturally. We can find that in herbs naturally. We do not have to take these pharmaceuticals that would lower your blood pressure but fuck your kidneys up.
Right. You know
what I'm saying?
Yep, that's true. That's part of the process of us going with the government.
Every medication you got, every medication you got right now, Google that shit and Google the side effects of it.
They got side effects on each one of them.
On each one, DeBell, they did say that the statistic shows that most people are addicted to the drugs that's across the counter, like all of these commercials. Like, you got this, take this, but here's the side effect. They said that's a big profit, man.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
that's what
of course, it's a big profit because the money's in the treatment, not the cure.
She started on. Remember, she started.
Doctor ain't giving you nothing to say. Hey, I'm gonna get rid of your diabetes if you keep taking this pill. No, you're gonna keep taking that motherfucking pill until you die.
Exactly.
And you said that chick was on what? She was on Percocet, right?
Yeah, because she went to
She
the
started
hospital
on
and she
Percocet.
started on She was getting prescribed Percocets and she turned into a crackhead.
Wow. Yep. Wow. You just shit, man. What a jungle. What a fucking jungle.
Yeah, that's a fact. Guys, we are reaching the conclusion very soon.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any last thoughts, last words? Do y'all have anything that y'all want to say? I heard you were about to say something, Bill.
Yeah, I'm just saying. What? When have you ever went to a doctor and the motherfucker said, "Hey, man, you need to take some CMOS or bladder whack or some turmeric or some shit like that."
Never.
Exactly.
Never. Turmeric is good for arthritis and joints. Yeah, never. Yes, I've had
inflammation and shit like that. Whenever they were said, "Hey, man, you need to do what you need to do to remove the mucus out of your body."
Right.
Lime and warm water. Yeah, lime and warm water. And that's something they don't tell you. I learned that from somebody's podcast. Ever since I've done it, the mucus comes up. Like, wow. Yeah, you're right. Natural stuff. I guess that's why grapes are seedless and they're $11.99 a pound. Get the fuck out of here. But you can get a Big Mac for $1.99. Man, come on, man.
You don't find that suspicious?
Now, how the fuck you get a hybrid seedless grape? How does a seedless grape get grown?
Facts. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Or a seedless watermelon. You know what I'm saying?
Come on,
is
man.
That natural, man?
Don't make
That's
sense.
not natural.
What else is it? It's cousins to what is it? I forgot what the name of this vegan shit is, but it doesn't grow from a seed or anything. Like they make it in a lab. So I forgot what it's called. But
what? Tofu?
Man, what is it called, man?
Is it called tofu?
No, it's not tofu.
Okay.
It's like cousins to cabbage or something like that.
Oh man, see what I'm saying? And then the rice is plastic, and that comes from China. The lettuce is plastic, that comes from China. It's like,
I've seen how
man.
they made it. I've seen how they make their lettuce in China. It's like this green goo, and they lift it with a damn spoon and they just pour it in the water.
You might be talking about agar.
Say what?
Agar, maybe. It's made from seaweed. Chinese use it to make like jelly-ish. It's an alternative for.
Yeah, definitely.
It's an alternative for gelatin. It works pretty good. But I wanted to talk real quick about, I want to recommend a book. If you guys read books, this is a really good book. It's about Stoicism.
Mm-hmm.
And the name of the book is called Courage is Calling. And it's Fortune Favors the Brave. So, and it's written by a guy named Ryan Holiday. It's a great book. And if you guys are into Stoicism, this is a very hard book to find. Someone gave it to me for Christmas last year. And I'm just now starting to read it. But this is a really outstanding book. So if you guys are into Stoicism, this will help you to maintain emotional control and to just kind of judge from a distance. So good book. Courage is Causing.
What do you call it? A Stoicism?
Stoicism.
Okay.
Can you what's the definition of that?
Stoicism is Greek philosophy. It's a Roman philosophy from one of the Roman emperors named Marcus Aurelius. He was one of the good philosophers that had every option to be a drunkard and to take other people's wives, but instead he maintained for 19 years to, instead of being a tyrant, being a kind of looking inward to himself and protecting his kingdom from within and practicing ethics. So it became a thing. It became a philosophy where you no longer respected people for stuff and idolized things, and you just look inward for the solution. Anyway, this is a great book on Stoicism. It's called Courage is Calling. It's just times like these that we need to be strong within ourselves and learn how to defend each other.
Right.
Iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely, man.
Okay. Guys, what are y'all last thoughts? I'm about to close out in a few.
All right. Well, my last thought is great show as always. I can't wait till you do the show up on these women going over to these different islands being pedophiles themselves. And the only last thing I want to ask, and the question is to DeBell, how did your black ass get up in Portland, Oregon, dude?
Shit, born and raised, baby.
You know what? One day, man, we won't do it now, but I really would like the story because I always wanted to ask that question because you might have been the first brother that I know in my life. I've met people that lived there. I just never met a brother that was born and raised. So, wow, that's deep, man. Portland, Oregon, of all places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beautiful, but yeah, I would one day you're gonna have to drop that story about it, man. All right.
Man, spring and summer is the best time to be here.
Yeah, like I say, you got some stories there. But yo, like always, IG, I enjoy your show. I will be waiting on the next show, Professor. It's always good to be on the panel with you, brother.
Already.
Y'all be good. I'll be waiting on the next one.
Yes, sir.
Right,
yes, sir.
man,
Appreciate
be safe up there, man.
Appreciate you for coming on the show. Peace.
Peace.
Bro to the pro, what's going on?
Always an honor and a pleasure to be here. You know, we get into some deep discussion, and it's like we're barely scratching the surface. Because there's some set yeses and there's some yet nos. And I think that our value is based on what we could contribute to human society and bring value to the market. And if it's just physical stuff that doesn't amount to shit, when all the power grid goes out, the only people that are going to have wives are going to be like carpenters, people who have craft and things like that. So if you do have tools, train your boys how to use them. That's all I got.
I agree with you. That's a good assessment, and I appreciate you for being on the show. Last but not least, the boy DeBell, close us out.
Absolutely, man. I'm just glad we got different perspectives of certain shit, man. We got Professor down here in Mexico. We got G-Man up there in Canada. You know what I'm saying? We got you over in Atlanta. I'm in Portland. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of common ground and we got different perspectives. And that's the beautiful thing about this shit, man.
I agree with you on
that. And you know what I'm saying? And we can use this internet as a tool to bring all our shit together. You know what I mean?
I promise I know what you, and it's perfect to network like that because you're getting different perspectives. You get to really meet people that you probably never met before. Some of the best people I ever met in my life didn't come within my family or within my city. It was always outside of my city. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, where else can you have a conversation like this? You know what I'm saying? You can't have conversation like this in your family.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy. But you know, hey man, like always, bro, man, I appreciate you, man.
No pressure, man. No pressure.
You know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing, bro.
We gonna grow. Trust me. We finna grow. We is finna grow. And with that, guys, I appreciate y'all for joining the show. Definitely, you the bell. You already know what time it is. I love every time you come and drop your knowledge. You're more than welcome. This is your home. This is your show too.
Right on, bro.
Definitely, man. That being said, chat, man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all the MVPs. If y'all didn't do so, hit that like button, subscription button, and that notification bell. And we are out of here. Stay tuned. Host Stage Part 21 is coming soon. It's coming.
Peace.
Soon. Peace.